Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to tell you what I've been thinking. I'm going to tell you about my little dilemma. Originally when we built this place here, we went with a cement fiber type of shingle. I will show you an example of this in a minute. And the reason I did that was for two reasons. One, I guess my concern was earthquakes. They do have earthquakes here. And the biggest thing for people getting killed due to earthquakes is, of course, things falling on them. And this roof here is not as heavy as your clay type of shingle or, something like that. So, of course, I'm not familiar with this material and everybody uses it here, and that's what I went with. Unfortunately, it was the wrong type of material to go with, and what I did not know at the time, not being familiar with this, is it is very sensitive as to what happens to this thing, because it cracks very easily when it's transported, when it's installed, when you try to repair it, so many things. And while they, or when they installed this thing, they actually cracked two of the tiles enough to where over a period of time they started leaking. So we looked around and found a guy that would come and do it, but he wanted 2 days to change 2 tiles. And all you need to change 2 tiles is loosen the tile above it, which is 1 screw, remove 1 screw from the tile that you want to replace, put in another one, match it to the existing tile, put a hole in the new tile with the same screw, and then find the hole, or even screw a new one in down to the metal below it, and that's it. Well, he would only do the work if I hired him and his wife at $1,000 per day for 2 days. And I told him I would hire him and his wife for 1 day because it was only 2 tiles. So he said okay. I don't know what he did, but it took him all day. And at the end of the day, it was done. Lucky for me, the following day it rained and it leaked. So he came back and he fixed that. And that was that. Well, here about that was about a year and a half ago. Here about a month and a half ago, maybe even 2 months, we had a major storm with the wind coming in, and on that side of the house there was a small section of tile that got blown off, and now you have this gaping hole up there. Luckily it's not over the house itself, it is over the walkway. Well, we looked and we looked and we looked, can't find someone. There's a guy that fixed the roof across the street last year, had a big storm, and there was 2 or 3 tiles that blew off, and within 30 minutes he was there, fixed it. And I want to say that he did it for free because he's friends with the guy, and okay, I can understand that. But I've been after him and he will not do it. He keeps telling me that he has to do this and he has to do that. He's very busy, this, that. What I want him to do would take him, if he's slow, 10-15 minutes. Remove one screw, put that thing in there, but I can't find someone to do it. Now, if I was Thai, like I said, everybody and their brother would come to help, but being a foreigner, it's a little harder to get people to do things for you. And what I have discovered over time is they will only come if it's a big job. If they can make a lot of money, they will come. If it's a little job, they don't want it. So I'm in the predicament of what to do. And now, that is the dilemma. What to do? Well, I'm sure that you've seen in some of the other videos, I want to raise the center of the roof. In hindsight, being 2020, I should have made this thing higher and steeper from the very beginning, but I didn't. So now it's going to cost me, and that's okay. I take responsibility. It was a bad decision on my part, and I accept it. It was my decision, and I have no problem with that. So now I am going to have to find a contractor, and I'm sure they'll come out of the woodwork because it's a big job. What I want is to raise the center of where the roof meets, get a steeper angle, higher, and at the same time give more space in the attic so the heat is not so close to the ceiling. And then I want to cover the roof with metal. This way you can walk on it, hail can fall on it, you know, whatever. It'll be a lot better. And at the same time, it's a very light material, so if the house collapses due to an earthquake or something, as long as the beam doesn't fall on top of your head, it's pretty light, you know. It's a good deal. So I think that this is what I want to do. Now here's the next problem. Because immigration has changed the rules, I have to have minimum $800,000 in the bank, just sitting there doing absolutely nothing except providing money for the bank to make loans at high interest rates. Helps the bank, doesn't help me. So what I have to figure out is how much will it cost and where will I get this money from? Because I've got all this money tied up in the bank doing nothing, and I could use this to put in a new roof and finish all the work that I've got around here. But according to some person up in the higher echelon of the immigration, that was a good idea. So that's what they did. So that's what I have to do. And it's okay. I mean, it is what it is. And if I want to be here, I have to meet the requirement. But it doesn't do anything for my predicament. So let me show you what I've been thinking and what I think I will do to solve this problem of those tiles breaking and blowing away and what have you, and then not being able to find somebody to come and do it. And what I'll do is I will get the company that I bought the metal from, and this way anything happens, hopefully they'll have a warranty on it. But either way, even if there is no warranty, I know the company's there and they will come and fix it. you know, at least I know where to call and who to call so that they can fix it. So let me show you what I'm talking about and what I'm thinking of doing. So as you can see, that is pretty much the center of the house, and it's quite low right here. So what I'm thinking of doing is getting this center here and bringing it up. And by doing that, it will create more space in the attic with better ventilation, and at the same time, it'll keep the heat away from the ceiling, which is at this level here. Now, by doing that, what I think I want to do is along this side and back there in the back is I want to lift this little space here by maybe a meter or so, I don't know, so that it creates some space from here all the way up, and the roof will be up higher, and it'll give it a good angle coming down here, and the water will drain a little bit faster and end up over here instead of right there. Then at the same time, what I want to do is I want to take this roof here, and as you can see, this is even flatter than that roof there. So what I'm thinking of doing is lifting this roof here to match this, and then bring this roof all the way even with this column here out this way, even with this. It will provide shade here, and it'll keep all the water away from this area here, the sun away from this area here, because right now if I am working in this shop and I open this door, that sun goes all the way back to almost to the end. So it's kind of hard to work in there with the door completely open. So what I need to do is I need to close that door halfway down, and then it's like working in an oven. Oh yeah, the other thing that I want to do is when I lift this roof up, the same material that's here, I want to put all the way around. Now the reason I want to lift it is I want to create more room in there, but also I don't want to cut this roof going up this way. I don't want to cut into this roof up there. So if I lift this area here, that roof panel can come all the way from the top all the way up to the front of this thing, and all I would have to do is here add some more of that brown material there and just paint it, and then back underneath here you would have what you have here, you know. Now I thought about, I don't know, haven't decided yet, but I thought about taking this material and actually adding it to this wall going up, you know, and make it kind of like a siding type of thing. But I don't know, still thinking about that. It's a extra expense, and I don't think that I would really have to do this. I think this would be good enough here. I just painted whatever color I want, and I think that would work. And then at the same time, as you can see, there's a little section here where the barbecue pit will eventually go. I think I want to bring this roof all the way even with the top of this thing here. As you can see, that's the piece I blew out. It is about a quarter of a sheet. Very small section. So what I would like to do is here bring this out even with the fence so that the roof goes this way. Just like this little thing here, the roof would have this angle and this angle, and this section here would no longer be there. So the water would be going to either side of the house, and the only water that would fall in here is if the wind carried it. So what I would do is take this little section, remove it, and bring the roof all the way over, and then this would go all the way to the top. Here's some shingles that have been laying around and kind of got broke up here and there. But as you can see, it's kind of like a fibrous cement type of thing. So anyway, that's what the tiles are like. And they're very sensitive to being hit and stuff. Here, I have a cover to this opening that's there. And as you can see, that is broken. And that's where the ball that Diogo was playing with hit. And if you look here, you can see some hits. And eventually it broke. Now here, what I've been thinking of doing is you have this and that is the cement rings that were put in there, if you saw some of the other videos. What I was thinking of doing is extending this roof so it comes out to about where these things are, across this way, to about, I don't know, maybe to that corner wall there. But extend this roof out so that this would have some shade, but most important, you wouldn't have this. This right here is from the wind and the rain coming through here and falling in here. That would bring a little bit of cover there and keep that water out. Now here, on this side, I would have to add a gutter, and that would provide some relief there, because the house does not have gutters right now. And this is the water damage from that hole being up there. So at a later date, after that roof is replaced, I would replace these pieces here. But this is a cement product, so it does dry, but because it's been wet, I will remove and replace it, not take a chance of mold. So there you have it. It's a very expensive thought, somewhat of a dilemma, but it'll work out. The only thing is because of the way the immigration thing is set up, after you renew your visa, you have to keep the money in the bank an additional 3 months. So it's a total of 5 months that it has to be there. So I cannot use any of that money until after January. So in the meantime, I will look around, get some estimates, and see what we can do. But like I said, one way or another, it'll work out. But it's something to think about because it's quite expensive. So, all right, guys. Thanks for listening to my whining, my thoughts, my dilemma. And we'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Thanks for watching.
ขอบคุณเจ้า
See you next time.
แล้วปะกันแฮมไมนะเจ้า
See you.
บ๊ายบาย